Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 41 of my RPG Maker series. Last time, I eventually got to finish the desert town, which I'm affectionately naming Naho. This episode, I'm going to populate it, so let's not waste any time and dive right in. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add two... Oh, I need a vent. Is add two new soldiers over here just to block off this entrance for the time being. When the player first, the idea is when the player first gets here, they're going to have, where are the soldiers? They're going to be unable to get through, so they have to come around to the top entrance. I'm going to call this one... how am I going to differentiate these two? They don't have names. Okay, that's fine. I'm just setting them up for right now. There's no programming. And the same thing down here. People 3. No, that's sci-fi. I scrolled too far. What about people 4? Nope, no soldiers. So just identical soldiers. And this one I will name... Okay, there we go. Good. So when the player tries to come in from this end, they'll interact with these soldiers. Well, maybe. I mean, they spawn right here at the squares. So it's possible to turn around and leave or just walk around the outside. But if you try to get past them, I'm debating whether or not to write up a whole series of events where the player gets thrown in jail and has to bust their way out. Because as you see here, there's no exit. If I put, like I planned to, if I separate the military side of the docks from the commercial side, there's no way for the player to get out of here. Then again, I could build the inside of this building so there's an exit here and the player just appears out here. They wouldn't want to go back inside. I don't know. It's a lot of work to set it up so that the player... Well, I know it's a lot of work, but I think it'd be interesting to have the players have to avoid the soldiers. Yeah, I could go through a whole sequence where if they get caught by a soldier, they get in the jail and then they have to escape. And that could happen anytime they run into a soldier. But in order to not make it tedious for the player, I'm actually going to add... Let's see here. New? Yeah, because I need the actual jail cell. So it would be inside, and we'll name it Desert Jail. All right, that's good for now. We'll just have a place set up. You might also notice that I got rid of... that I created a separate desert town. I like this better. I can build some extra houses here. I could make this like the sailors district, where anybody who's a sailor can room and board here. I can set up some houses over here for the shopkeepers, and then the rest of the residents of the town are over here. Other issue I need to think about is... That's really not going to work. Will shift work on that? No. No, it doesn't look like a... What about just the outside here? Like that? No, that's not going to work. Making it a 2-story building, not going to work. I could make it a bigger building, but... Oh well. Okay, so that's not going to work. I was just testing it out. Getting back to what I was trying to say... Well, that actually did work once I... Let me see if I can't replicate that over here. Okay, so I did that, and then I bring... Yeah! Okay, except for this little gap right here. I wonder if I can get... I can. Without it bleeding into the roof. So maybe I could... Yeah, I think so. I need to adjust the shadow there. Make it like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it didn't look very believable when it was just right here. But moving it to the back edge of the second roof makes it look more like a second floor. Okay, I've gotten distracted. So, avoiding soldiers, avoiding the military, trying to move around town without getting caught would be very tedious for the player. I don't want to have to make them memorize where every single soldier in this town is in order to avoid it, or keep getting thrown in jail. So, when the player comes in from up here, they'll have a discussion, so I need an event where it triggers maybe either of these two squares. It'll be the same event for either square. Where they come up with the idea of disguising themselves while they move through town. Who would come up with that idea? Probably Joan, if I was going to say. This version of her is fine. Let's see. All right, I think that works. Yeah, if you decide to engage with these soldiers over here, I'm thinking a fight will ensue just with regular soldiers. No, I want to avoid that cutscene incompetence thing or after battle loss. Yeah, we'll just cut out the fight. If you engage with the soldiers over here, they'll kick you out of town. Simple, fine, they'll turn you away. You have to come through town over here. That's fine. These two could even mention it. You have to come through the top part up here. But this event will let the player know that you can't just wander around this town. Being that you're the ancestors and the bad guys are specifically trying to stop you. Any soldier in town that spots you is going to attack you. And I'm thinking instead of any fight, you'll just immediately get moved to the jail cell map. So I want the family to discuss options. Let's bring up Gilgamesh, because he's always the practical one. I think that'll work, at least for now. I'll plot out all their movement and everything. Static back and forth chats, text bubbles isn't going to work, but or it could use some jazzing up. So I'll plot out pacing and positions later. For now, I'm just going through the text. Let's see. So, do I want to get right to the point, or let's do the annoyed face with mom, shall we? All right, and while I'm okay with this speech bubble, this is part of what I was talking about, going back and rewriting text. I don't have them being treated like criminals in the game yet. What I want to do as a goal is go back to the first village here. And while the innkeeper and the shopkeeper recognize our player characters as the ancestors returned, the fact is that the soldiers are hunting them down, which I've mentioned before. But I want to start getting that message across as soon as possible. So what I could have is one or two soldiers who've made it through the mountain pass, wandering around, asking questions. Maybe they even interact with the ancestors, and there could be a fight, and they could just be easy. I mean, they're forward scouts. They could just be easy to beat. But that could clue the player in that they've got foe whose reach has already spread far and wide. And then, of course, there's the logging hamlet where most of the able-bodied men have been taken away. Most of the, I would say, press-ganged. And most of their families were imprisoned by the soldiers. The outpost has these soldiers as enemies, but I could rework the text dialogue or their opening dialogue, whatever you want to say. Like instead of a simple "Hey you," it could be like, "There are the renegades, there are the terrorists, there are the criminals," whatever. Really hammer home to the player that they are working outside the dominant law system, even if the law system is evil and corrupt and bad guys in this case. And then going back to the logging hamlet, when it's over and they've run off the soldiers and freed everybody, the villagers can, they basically be like, "Our heroes, thank you for saving us, blah, blah, blah." The player can talk to, I don't know, the important town figures like the Mystic and get a rundown of what's going on. This place is mostly isolated, like Tourist Trap is, but the Mystic Elder, I want to call her Mystic, but it's the Elder of the town, has some idea of what's going on in the outside world and can convey that to the player. Moving from there, if I go back to the world map here, when I had built this, I forgot that this was supposed to be isolated. This was supposed to be the last unconquered land of the enemy behind the military presence. So I needed a way to stifle exploration by boat, I guess is a good way to put it. This whole sea is hard to get to. So what I'm thinking is I will have some landmass over here as well, because the map wraps around. And then some landmass up here, and that will be the second stage. After the player leaves this island, they'll sail up here. And I haven't quite determined what I'm going to do yet. I don't want to say because I'll probably change my mind, like I continuously do. But I want a landmass up here that the player lands at, and then they move over here to the desert area. And then they move on to this part of the land up here to the north. I want to leave this island for after that. And then, well, let me back up. Not and then, but between this northern city, dungeon, shrine, and this island, the player will get another boat where they can sail around this side of the map. That's what the dock is for, so you can just dock here in the future. But for now, it'll be a land trip. But it's also not the next stop after the logging camp and the battle shrine. There will be a section before it. I'm letting you know that because some of the things I have planned involve really hammering home just how out of their depth the player character is. Just how bad things have gotten for the regular citizens. Just how wide of a net the villain has spread. Also, that means there's going to be some gaps in gear. So coming back to what I was talking about. I actually need to zoom in because it's a little hard to see. Okay. So I'm working on this event where they're discussing how they can move around town without having to fight every single soldier. Which will tie into Elizabeth's being treated like criminals is wearing thin. I think I just want to get right to the point. These characters are not idiots. So cutting to the chase, I think. Also, it's just me getting to the point. And then I can add a little flourish and flair to the dialogue once I have everything I want to convey I think that'll work. What about a disguise? Few people seem to recognize us as we move further away from that first landmass. These other nations, these other kingdoms, these other city states have largely put the first kingdom behind as mythology. That's what I'm thinking. That's the way I wrote it for the Knowledge Shrine, anyways. So most people regard it as the same way we would, Gilgamesh, really. I don't think we have pictures of Gilgamesh, but even if we do, if he started walking around it today, how many people would say, "Oh yeah, that's the guy from hundreds and thousands of ancient history. That's the guy from ancient history." So I'll have to pick and choose who does recognize them. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm writing future NPCs. But yeah, as we go along, fewer and fewer people will recognize them, and they can use that to their advantage to hide. In this case, what about a disguise? And that's where I think I'm going to have... Well, let me back up. Because this is where I think I'm going to change this building here. I'm going to put the item shop right here in this section. I'm going to put the item shop here. I'm actually going to do this, I think. 1, 2. Yeah, that's fine. Just 2. I'm going to put the item shop here. I'm going to make this into something else, but like a fishing shop or something. But this back section here will be where the player goes to get a makeover, in air quotes. Let me put the item shop. I'll put it right there, off center. This one I'll just... Yeah, that's fine. I was going to put it over here with the inn, but it's fine right there. Actually, what I could do is just coin it up. There. Services. That works. That works fine. Okay. So I'm going to direct the event to come over here. Actually, I could just let the player wander around until they talk to an NPC. Have an event where the first time they talk to any NPC who's not a soldier, they'll get directed over here to this building. So let me see here. What am I going to show? Text. Okay, I think that'll work. Yeah, Joan's excited about it. I switched it off from Elizabeth because Elizabeth would probably be like, "Oh, no. There's no way. There's no way." But yeah, Joan would be excited for it, so that's good. All right. After that, yeah, ever the practical person, I think Gilgamesh would ask this. Where do we go, and who do we talk to for this service? That text needs a little jazzing up. I just think him asking, where do we go in town for this, could use maybe another text message between this one and this one. I'm not sure yet. Please, I like this one. Pleased with herself. Actually, that's really more cheerful, but sure, I'll go with this one. All right, let's go back. Hold on, I'm going to cancel that text message, or that text box. Let's go back to the world map here. Remember I said I was going to add a section up here that was going to lead to the desert, right? And the player characters, not the player, but the player characters need a way to move around town undetected. Why not a disguise? That's the route I'm going. But I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by having a outlaw outpost up here, like a cove or just some place that's hidden from the big bad, that all the outlaws and criminals and people who don't want to obey this tyrant would gather. The player could land there and deal with them and talk with them and what have you. And at the end of it, when they're leaving to go to the desert area, the friend they make in that area, the point of contact, the NPC they will deal with, could mention, if you go to this town, Naho, talk to this person. They're in the same background we are. It'll be a different phrasing, but it'll basically be, he's the criminal element in this town. If you need help, go talk to him. So, when they come back to the desert, or when they get here the first time, we could have Solomon mention that. Let's see. I think that'll work. And I just gave 2 NPCs a name, so that'll work as well. Yeah, I mean, it can also be worked on, but I'm dropping lore as I'm writing this, so that'll work. So we'll do that, which means I need a cordon for here. So what I'm going to do is set up a little shop for that as well. Let's go to new, inside. Width and height will need to be bigger, but we'll do black market. Desert, no. Yeah, black market. I just probably do desert black market, just because I'm probably going to have 1 or 2 more towns that have a criminal building that the player can go to, so I need to differentiate it, but that'll be fine for now. All right, let's build this building. Let's put Corbin in. Okay, this is Cordon. There we go. Note, Smuggler. Desert Smuggler. We'll put that, sure. There we go, good. All right, that'll be his default approach, and then I'll have an event for the players specifically for the first time. Actually, I should probably swap them. Let me delete. Copy event page, paste event page, and then we'll change this one to be specifically the first time the player characters talk to him. Should I have a switcher available? I'll have a self... Well, nope. I'll have a self switch here for after this specific event is finished. Let's see. Joan, Elizabeth, or Solomon? Let's have Joan. Oh, shoot. Let's have Joan do it. I want an excited... Oh, well. We'll just do the default. Yeah, I think she's just going to blurt this out. Like, I mean, she doesn't have any dealings with the underworld, right? She doesn't know any better. Let's see. Cordon. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Trying to give him a bit of that accent, if you know what I mean. Let's see. We'll have Solomon. I think we'll have Solomon. Which one? Just normal. Just normal for now. Alright, I think that'll work for the moment. I want to name drop Harabi, obviously, and I want Solomon to be like... well, maybe not apologize, but try to get the conversation on the right track. And also ask Cordon for help. So I'll need to fiddle with that text, but for now that's getting across what I want to get across. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. And then I'll have him, let's see, movement, set movement route for Cordon. I'll debate whether he needs to go higher or further after that, but I want to get this out of the way. Set movement route Cordon. Wait for completion. Skip if cannot move. I want let's take off wait for completion. I think I need the other players to follow him too, but they're right here, so their move up and move left is different. They're also supposed to follow him. Okay, I got it. I got it. What I need to do is set the move up to be separate. I think what I'm going to do is... Yeah, all right. What I'm going to do is take out... Let's see. Wait for completion of those 3. Then we'll set movement route for the player. And they'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait for completion. No, they're not going to wait for completion before Corden moves the rest of the way. Okay, I think that'll work. I'm going to have to playtest that for sure, just to make sure everything gets down. I guess what I could do to make things simple is just have Corden move into this room, have the player wait until he finishes moving, and then follow him in. But that's... Why make things simple for myself, right? Why? All right, I think I got it. I think I got it. Hold on, because I need to restructure the map, I think. Yeah, well, you know, it's my own fault. If I was paying attention, it wouldn't have happened, but it did. Yeah, the floor plan's still pretty much the same. The difference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. He doesn't move up 5 because I want him right here. Okay, good. So it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let me check to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the player, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then left. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Spatially, it works out. It's just a little different now. Still fine. Everything's good. We're all okay here. Going back to what I was saying about Corden leading them back here. I am going to leave a table, I think, with some stuff on it. Potion bottles? Nah. Colored bottles, though? Absolutely, but I'm going to put them against the wall there. There we go. What else? I like the idea he's got a broom, but I don't know if it's going to fit anywhere. Over here? No. Yeah. Plus, it just blends in with the flooring. It's not going to... drop it. Just, yeah, forget it. What else can we do here? A sink? Just a modern day sink? Where did they get the water from? That's... I wouldn't mind putting it there, putting it somewhere, but it's just not going to fit for the time period. I don't see anything else. I mean, this conveys that he's got a little workshop back here, right? I don't really need much else. Maybe another one of these somewhere. Nope, not right there. I can add another one against the wall there. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll have one with a display. You know what? That's a good idea. I'll have one with a... There we go. No, it's too... He's got the aesthetic down. I could have some barrels, some pots, some crates of something stacked up. Actually, I'm going to put that right there. Oh! Even better idea. Even better idea. Let's see if it works before I claim it's an even better idea. But if I have... that. Well, you see what I'm trying to get at, right? Have this be a fake, like, stack that disguises the opening here. So he walks through. You know what? I could do even better than that. Okay, all right. You see what I'm getting at, but I think to make it work better would probably work better if I did... See, I have to work my way down because they need to be... Yeah, like that. Looking at it now, it looks terrible. I wonder if I did this block instead, like this. So he could walk up and over this way, and I can just make this one a pass-through, making it event tile and then make it passable through. And the player could walk through it. What if I do... Yeah, just make the middle one a pass-through. Let me put the event up. I'm actually going to get rid of the floor. Hold on. I mean, not get rid of the floor, but put that there. And then event. Make an event. Thank you. Image. We're tile B, right? Yes, this one. And below characters, I think, means they can walk through it. Through, right? Is that what this one does? I can't remember. I never used this. No, I think this event would move through impassable tiles and characters, so we don't want that. We want it to be passable through. How do I set that up? Change transparency. None of those. Movement? I think it's this one. Player this event. And I want through on? Does that make it possible to move through? No, it will move through in players and not the other way around. You know what? I'm going to drop it to 0 because I don't know what... Well, maybe not 0. I want it to definitely look different. But opacity 0 might be too far. Probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb, too far. Let me drop it to 50 and see what it looks like, and then I can adjust from there. But that's fine. Apply, and I'll do false crate, I think is probably better than box. Apply, there we go. All right. So I need Corden to walk up that far then. If he stops here, 1, 2, 3, 4, then he needs to go further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me edit. Movement route. Edit 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Apply. Good. Save. And I think that'll be fine. Oh no, they need to move over further as well. But it's fine. I can fix that later. I've got the smuggler's room set up. That's good. So once everybody moves into place, what happens? Okay. Right. When he gets over here, he'll turn to face the players and ask them this. The players can... Let's see. Which character? Elizabeth, I think, will take the lead here. I'm not quite happy with that. But it gets the point across, I think, for now. I'll have to come back and change it again, but I think that'll work. I think I'm going to have to end it here. I spent a lot more time on this than I had anticipated, but we'll get back to creating next time. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. Until next episode, stay safe, and God bless you.